Hi, second graders. I have been loving seeing your videos, so please keep sharing. I am so curious to see how this all pans out. So yesterday we did a lot of math. Today we're gonna do a lot of math again. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm a math teacher. Come on, get over it. You'll be fine. You're used to this from me by now, right? If you're rolling your eyes, yeah, that just means you know. So we are going to finish the interior costs page. Before you can fully finish this, you may need to ask me a few questions. Now, at the bottom or on the next page, where it says additional items needed for your restaurant, where you maybe wrote in the high top table made of wood or metal, if you had those, you may need to add in other things. If you want fish tanks, aquariums, if you want different, I don't even know what you put in them because I haven't seen these videos yet. If there are more things you want to put in your restaurant to decorate, you need to let me know. So ask me on Edsby, shoot me a private message and say, how much would this cost? Or if you want to do your own research, if you say, hey, yeah, I want bean bags in my waiting area, go online, see how much you can get a beanbag for on Amazon or Walmart, and then put it in there. My only request is round it to the nearest dollar. So don't have any cents in there, just round it to the nearest dollar. So if it's 50 cents and above, round up to the next dollar, 49 cents and below, round down to the last dollar and put it on this chart. Then how many are needed. So today we are going to find the costs associated with all of the items that you need to put in your restaurant. So grab a sheet of scratch paper, grab 2, grab 3, grab 7. You're probably going to need a lot. Let's go. Today we are going to be doing a lot of repeat addition. Now I know a couple of you are proficient with multiplication, and if you're one of those kiddos who I know and you've shown me, then you are welcome to use multiplication on this sheet to find all of your answers. If you are not, if you're dabbling with multiplication, please work with an adult and show them your work on a couple that you do independently before you do the rest of the sheet. I don't want you to make a little mistake and then keep doing that mistake over and over again and then just get all sorts of wrong numbers and have to do your math again.
Using my example from yesterday, the first item that I need to buy is the 4-person leather booth. They cost $225 each, and I need to buy 4 of them. So on my paper, I'm going to label what I'm adding. That way I can go back and easily reference it in case I make a mistake or I need to go over something later. And then I'm going to write 225 4 times. As you know, I only ever add 2 numbers at a time. So I go ahead and combine those first 2 numbers together and then the third and fourth numbers together with these little arrows. In my workspace, away from those initial numbers, I'm going to add 225 plus 225. I get a sum of 450. One of the cool things about repeat addition is I now can fill in 450 to everywhere I see 225 plus 225. So I'm writing it in 2 times up top. Next, I will add 450 plus 450. The sum is $900. I can now input that on my table.
There are a few items I need to buy a lot of, and I assume you are going to need to buy a lot of as well. I am purchasing 46 leather chairs for my restaurant. That's a lot of repeat addition. Now, it's going to look like a lot of work, but it's not as much work as you think. Check this out. I have to add 46 times. The hardest part of this is writing 46 times. I know it's annoying, but it's doable. So I wrote 30 of them here and then 16 of them here. Before you begin your addition, double check and make sure you wrote the exact number that you need. So go back and double check to see, for instance, I'm checking that I wrote 46 times.
Then in my workspace, I'm going to add 50 plus 50. We all know this equals 100. I will go ahead and write 100 as the sum of 50 plus 50. I will then go through the rest of my numbers, pairing 50s together and adding them to 100. It is essential you are careful about this. It's very easy to make a mistake and use the same number 50 twice or miss a number 50. Go 2 at a time, pair them together, write 100, and move on from there.
Once I go through and combine all of my numbers for 100, I can start combining the 100s.
Again, do not rush on this step. It is very easy to make a mistake, so be slow and methodical about it. 100 plus 100 is 200. Move on to the next one. 100 plus 100 is 200. Move on to the next one. On this first page, I had 15 100s, which means 14 of them had partners, and one of them, look at that bottom one, did not have one. To make sure I don't forget to add that 100, I'm going to draw an arrow and just rewrite the number 100 to the right so it's in line with all of the other 200s. Next up, it's time for me to add 200 plus 200. The last two numbers I'm adding on this page are 200 plus 100, so that sum is 300. Make sure you're paying attention to what you're writing on your paper because of situations like this.
I bet you know what's next. I have to combine those 400s and the 400 plus 300, which is 700. So I have my last items over here. So now what I'm working with are 800, 700, and 800. I'm going to go ahead and combine these two numbers on the front, and then I'll add it to my last number on the back.
In my workspace, I am now adding 1,500 plus 800. Make sure you line up your place values. So my ones place, my tens place, my hundreds place, and then I only have a 1 in the thousands place for 1,500. I don't have anything in the hundreds place for 800, so you can either leave that empty or put a 0 in because 800 has 0 thousands. The total amount I'm going to spend on leather chairs is $2,300. I can now input that into my table.
Using your blueprint, you will go through and make sure every item is included on there, then find the cost for those items. At the end of this, once you've contacted me or done your own research on how much these items cost or the additional items cost, you are going to add all of them together. We need to know the grand total for all of the items that are going into your restaurant. How do we do that?
On a new sheet of paper, we are going to take all of the costs from that right-hand column and write them out on our scratch paper to add together. I only have a few numbers on mine because I didn't build out the whole restaurant, but you will have a lot. Then you will add those numbers 2 by 2 until you find the grand total for your restaurant. Write your grand total at the bottom of that second page and circle it. One last thing, trash cans are $20 each.
Take your time, make sure you write your numbers large and clear to make your life a lot easier. And then in response to this video, just so I can double check your math, I want you to read out your line items. For instance, leather booth for 4 people. I got 4 of them, it cost $900. Leather chair for $50, I need 46 of them, that cost $2,300. Leather bar stool for 14 people, cost $1,050. Rectangular wooden table for 2 people, I need 3 of them, that costs $900. Tell me what your grand total is. I look forward to seeing all of your work very soon. Bye guys.